Cinematic, deep, resonant voiceover, single unbroken flow opening hook visual, dark, stormy seascape, close-up on determined eyes reflecting flickering light, that voice. You know it. The one that slithers into the quiet moments, the ambitious, leaps the vulnerable edges of your grandest dreams. That insidious whisper that says, "Who do you think you are?" That crippling hiss. You're not ready. You're not smart enough, strong enough, lucky enough. You'll fail. They'll laugh. Stay small. Stay safe. It echoes in the hollow chambers of hesitation. It casts long, cold shadows over your brightest potential. Doubt. Not the healthy questioning that refines, but the corrosive acid that erodes. Foundations, the suffocating fog that blinds vision, the dead weight chaining you to mediocrity. This voice is not your truth. It is the accumulated sediment of every past failure amplified, every external criticism internalized, every limitation falsely accepted as law. Today, you declare war, not with fists, but with an unbreakable force forged in the furnace of your own mind. Today, you initiate Silence the Doubt, your 30-day mental discipline protocol. This is not positive thinking. This is mental combat. This is the systematic dismantling of your inner saboteur and the conscious construction of an unshakable citadel of belief. For the next 30 days, you will not merely manage your mind. You will command it. You will transform it from a chaotic battlefield into a precision instrument of creation. This is the path walked by Edison in his 10,000 luminous failures, by Lincoln amidst crushing despair, by Ford against the roar of impossibility. They mastered their internal dialogue. You will master yours. This is the bedrock upon which fortunes are built. Empires are raised, and destinies are seized. Are you ready to wield the hammer that shatters the chains? Then begin. Transition, visual, sunlight-piercing storm clouds, time-lapse of a seedling pushing through concrete. Understand this with crystalline clarity. Your mind is not a passive observer. It is the most potent sculptor of reality you possess. Every thought is a chisel stroke, carving the contours of your world. Napoleon Hill didn't just observe success. He decoded its genesis. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief is not a fragile wish whispered to the stars. Belief is iron forged in the relentless fire of disciplined thought. It is the unwavering conviction that survives the first assault of adversity, the 10th, the 100th. Your doubt, it thrives in the fertile soil of undisciplined thinking. It feeds on the wandering mind, the unchallenged negative impulse, the lazy acceptance of limitation. Your 30-day protocol is the scorched earth policy against this internal enemy. It is the rigorous training ground where you reclaim sovereignty over your own consciousness. For 30 days, you will not entertain weakness. You will not negotiate with fear. You will not grant asylum to the thoughts that diminish you. You will become the vigilant gatekeeper, the ruthless editor, the unwavering architect of your mental landscape. This is not about suppressing emotion. It's about directing power. It's about channeling the raw energy of your being, ambition, desire, frustration, even righteous anger. into the unwavering beam of focused intention. Discipline is not deprivation, it is the ultimate liberation. It is the freedom that comes from knowing your mind serves you, not the ghosts of yesterday or the anxieties of tomorrow. The mindset shift from victim to victor, visual, ancient. Warrior raising a shield against a hail of arrows. Modern person standing resolute in a crowded, chaotic street. The first fortress you storm is your identity. Who are you choosing to be? The victim of circumstance, perpetually buffeted by the winds of doubt and external opinion, or the victor, the commander, the conscious creator. Carnegie didn't build an empire of steel by lamenting the difficulty of smelting ore. He saw the ore, saw the furnace, saw the bridge, and commanded the process into being. His mind was fixed on creation, not complaint. Your protocol begins with a ruthless self-inventory. What stories do you whisper to yourself in the dark? I'm not a salesperson. I'm bad with money. I always procrastinate. Success is for others. These are not truths. They are self-imposed prison sentences. Sentence by sentence, brick by brick, you built these walls. For 30 days, you wield the sledgehammer. Identify one core, limiting belief. The one that whispers loudest when doubt surges. Write it down. Now, write its absolute, undeniable opposite. Not a hope, a declaration. I am a powerful and persuasive communicator. I attract and manage wealth with wisdom and ease. I execute with decisive action and unwavering focus. I am a magnet for success and opportunity. This is your new mental banner. This is the flag you plant on the conquered territory of your old, defeated story. Every morning, before the world's noise invades, you stand before your reflection. You look into your own eyes, the windows to the soul that houses infinite power, and you declare your new truth, not meekly, not hopefully, with the conviction of a king reclaiming his throne. I am say it until your bones vibrate. Say it until the old, weak voice shrinks back, startled by your ferocity. Edison embodied this, facing the charred ruins of his dream factory, consumed by flames that represented years of work. He declared, "There is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burned up. Thank God we can start anew." He didn't see ash, he saw a clean slate. He didn't feel doubt, he felt opportunity. That is the victor's mindset. You will cultivate it. One defiant declaration at a time, your voice becomes the only voice that matters. The power of definite purpose, your North Star in the fog, visual, ancient navigator using a star chart, astronaut gazing at Earth from space doubt is fog. It rolls in thick and disorienting, obscuring paths, distorting distances, making every step feel perilous. Without a fixed point, a burning beacon cutting through the murk, you wander, you drift, you become easy prey for the whispers of retreat. Your definite chief purpose, as Hill termed it, is that beacon. It is not a vague wish for more money or success. It is a white-hot singularity of desire. It is the specific empire you will build, the exact impact you will make, the precise masterpiece you will create. It is the mountain peak you have fixed your gaze upon, unwavering, Ford saw not just a horseless carriage, but a revolution in mobility for every man. Disney envisioned not just cartoons, but entire worlds of wonder and emotion. Their purpose was so vivid, so consuming, that doubt couldn't find purchase. It was drowned out by the roar of their vision. Your 30-day protocol demands you crystallize this purpose. What ignites your soul? What cause would you fight for with your last breath? What creation must emerge from you? Not what society expects, not what your parents wished. Your deepest, most authentic roar of ambition. Find it. Feel it burning in your chest. Write it down with the clarity of a legal contract. Describe it in sensory detail. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the texture of that achieved reality. This purpose becomes your unwavering compass. When doubt whispers, why bother? It's too hard. You don't argue. You look at your North Star. You remember the fire. You reconnect with the why that makes anyhow possible. Your purpose is your anchor in the storm and your engine through the calm. Feed it daily. Visualize it achieved. Feel the profound satisfaction, the deep gratitude, the unleashed power of having conquered it. This visualization isn't daydreaming, it is neurological rehearsal. You are etching the blueprint of your future into the very fabric of your subconscious mind, priming it to recognize and seize the opportunities that align with your burning purpose. Your doubt cannot withstand the focused intensity of a soul on fire with a definite aim. Mental hygiene, the daily rituals of invincibility, visual, samurai meticulously cleaning his sword, scientist. In a sterile lab, you wouldn't drink poison. Knowingly, you wouldn't smear mud on a wound. Yet, daily, most people pollute their minds with mental sewage, the incessant negativity of news cycles. The soul-draining complaints of chronic pessimists, the mindless scroll through digital, valleys of comparison and outrage. Your mind is a sacred temple. For 30 days, you become its fanatical guardian. This is mental hygiene, and it is the cornerstone of your protocol. You control the input to control the output. This requires ruthless discernment. Who do you allow to speak into your mental space? What media do you consume? What environments do you inhabit? If it drains your energy, distorts your focus, or fuels your doubt, it is banned. This isn't denial, it's strategic defense. Surround yourself with the voices that fortify, the wisdom of Hill, the biographies of titans like Rockefeller who mastered relentless focus. The recorded power of a great symphony, the silence of nature, the words of those who genuinely believe in your potential, your mastermind. Create your fortress of focus. Your morning ritual is your consecration. Silence, deep breathing, oxygenating your resolve, your powerful declarations to the mirror, forging your identity anew, vivid visualization of your purpose achieved, etching it onto your soul, consuming words of power, philosophy, strategy, sharpening your mental blade. Your evening ritual is your audit and your fortification. Reflection, where did doubt attempt an incursion? How did you counter it? What victory, however small, did you seize? Write it down. Cement the win. Reaffirm your purpose. Express profound gratitude, not just for the easy wins, but for the challenges that forged greater strength, for the doubts overcome, for the relentless fire of your own spirit. Gratitude is the ultimate alchemist, transforming lack into abundance, fear into faith. This daily cleansing, this relentless focus, starves doubt of its toxic fuel. You create an inner environment where only the strong, the purposeful, the believing can thrive. You become like a Tesla, consumed by the purity of his visionary frequency, tuning out the static of the mundane world to hear the harmonics of the universe itself. Your disciplined mind becomes a broadcast tower of unwavering intent. The art of relentless focus and the death of distraction visual. Archer hitting bullseye after bullseye, laser beam cutting through. H-Steel doubt is a shapeshifter. When direct, assault fails, it morphs into distraction. The seductive lure of the trivial, the comfortable numbness of procrastination, the chaotic swirl of multitasking that leaves you breathless and unfulfilled. It whispers, just check that notification. Just scroll a little more. Deal with that hard thing later. You deserve a break. These are not breaks. They are surrender. They are the cracks where doubt seeps back in, disguised as relief. Your 30-day protocol demands monastic focus. You will learn the art of the deep dive, the power of the unbroken hour. Identify the one critical action that, accomplished daily, propels you irrevocably toward your definite purpose. This is your daily victory. It is non-negotiable. You protect, this time like a lioness guards her cubs. Silence notifications. Close doors literal and digital. Communicate your fortress hours. This is sacred ground. When you sit down to conquer that task, you bring the full, undiluted force of your being to bear. You are not working, you are executing a sacred ritual of creation. Feel the power coursing through you as you focus. This is you wielding the chisel of your will against the stone of reality. Hill called it applied faith. It's faith made manifest through relentless, focused doing. Lincoln mastered this amidst the cacophony of civil war, focusing laser-like on preserving the Union, one agonizing decision, one sleepless night, one battlefield dispatch at a time. His focus was his anchor. Distraction is the enemy of destiny. Each time you resist its siren song, each time you complete your daily victory against the tide of lethargy or doubt, you forge another link in the unbreakable chain of your discipline. You prove to yourself, incontrovertibly, that you are the master of your minutes and therefore the architect of your years. You silence doubt by the deafening roar of your concentrated action. End of Part 1. Flow continues seamlessly below continued. Flow, visual, forge hammer striking red-hot iron, neurons firing in a brain scan. This focused action is the crucible where belief is tempered into unbreakable steel. You don't overcome doubt by arguing with its phantom logic. You vaporize it in the heat of tangible achievement. That report finished against all internal resistance? That sales call made while your stomach churned? That hour of deep study when exhaustion beckoned? These are not just tasks, they are monuments. They stand as irrefutable evidence against the lies your doubt peddles. See? Your disciplined mind declares with each victory, however small, I am capable. I am resilient. I do not quit. I move the needle. This evidence accumulates. It forms a bulwark, a mental fortress so thick that doubt's arrows glance off, harmless. You begin to trust yourself, not blindly, but based on the cold, hard data of your own consistent performance under self-imposed discipline. This self-trust is the fertile soil where unshakable belief takes root and flourishes. It's the knowing that comes not from hope, but from repeated demonstration of your own power. Think of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, steeled by polio yet leading a nation through depression and global war. His discipline in physical therapy, his mental mastery over his own limitations, forged a resolve that moved continents. Your daily victories are your personal therapy, your training ground for the larger battles of your ambition. They are the proof you present to your subconscious, reprogramming it from a factory of fear into a powerhouse of confident expectation. You stop hoping you can. You know you will, because you have the disciplined track record to prove it. The voice of doubt begins to sound faint, ridiculous even, against the thunderous applause of your own accumulated accomplishments. This is the alchemy of action, transforming the leaden weight of uncertainty into the golden currency of self-certainty. Embracing the grind. When discipline meets adversity visual, oak tree with deep roots in a storm, boxer absorbing a punch and smiling, but the path is not paved. The protocol is not a magic spell banishing hardship. Adversity is not the exception. It is the curriculum. The storm will test your foundations. The market will shift. Critics will snipe. Plans will fracture. Fatigue will whisper seductively of surrender. This is not failure. This is the forge. This is where your 30-day mental discipline reveals its true, battle-hardened worth. Doubt expects you to fold here. It counts on your comfort addiction. Your protocol arms you with the warrior's response. You reframe adversity. You do not see a setback. You see a setup. You see the universe delivering the raw materials, resistance, friction, challenge necessary to build greater strength, sharper strategy, deeper resilience. Remember Lincoln, electoral defeats, business failures, devastating personal loss, the weight of a fractured nation. Yet, his resolve, hardened through relentless discipline of character and purpose, became the steel spine of a reunited country. He didn't avoid the grind. He mastered it. Your disciplined mind, trained in daily focus and fortified by self-trust, now applies the principle of adaptive persistence. You do not stubbornly bash your head against an immovable wall. You reassess with cold clarity. What is this obstacle teaching me? Where is the hidden leverage? What adjustment in strategy? What new skill acquisition? What resource realignment is demanded? You pivot with purpose, not panic. You retreat only to gather greater force for a more intelligent advance. Your daily gratitude practice becomes crucial here. You find the ember in the ashes. I am grateful for this resistance. It reveals my true strength. I am grateful for this failure. It illuminates a flaw in my approach. I am grateful for this criticism. It shows me where my message needs refining. This isn't delusion. It is supreme strategic awareness powered by an unbreakable spirit. The grind is where average breaks and exceptional is born. Your disciplined mind welcomes the friction, knowing it is polishing the diamond of your potential. You smile into the storm, not because it's easy, but because you are built for it. Your 30-day training has prepared you for this exact moment. This is not your breaking point. This is your proving ground. Stand firm. Adapt. Persist. Your doubt cannot comprehend this level of defiant resolve. The mastermind, your arsenal against isolation visual. Knights gathering around a round table. Astronaut team working in unison, no fortress stands alone. No titan rises in isolation. The lone wolf is a myth perpetuated by doubt to keep you weak and vulnerable. Napoleon Hill discovered the mastermind principle as the bedrock of all monumental achievement. The harmonious alliance of two or more minds working toward a definite purpose in a spirit of perfect harmony. This synergy creates a third, invisible, infinitely powerful mind, a collective intelligence, a reservoir of courage, accountability, and insight far greater than the sum of its parts. Carnegie surrounded himself with geniuses in chemistry, engineering, logistics, and sales. He didn't just hire them, he allied with them, creating a mastermind that dominated an industry. Your 30-day protocol demands you consciously build your circle. Who fortifies your resolve? Who challenges your assumptions with sharp intellect? Who sees your potential even when you waver? Who embodies the discipline and success you aspire to? Seek them. Connect with them. Share your protocol, your purpose, your battles. Create a council of the committed. This is your strategic command. Center your sanctuary against the siege of doubt. When your inner voice falters, their belief in you becomes your external scaffold. When you face a complex problem, their collective wisdom offers perspectives you couldn't see alone. When discipline wavers, their expectation becomes your accountability. Meet regularly. Share victories, dissect challenges, offer unwavering support. Contribute fiercely to their success as they do to yours. This is not networking. This is the forging of an unbreakable brotherhood, sisterhood of ambition. Protect this alliance fiercely. Be ruthlessly selective. One voice of hidden envy or subtle negativity can poison the well. Your mastermind is your amplifier, your mirror, your lifeline. Doubt thrives in isolation. It withers in the radiant, collective energy of aligned, disciplined purpose. You are no longer one mind fighting the darkness. You are a legion carrying torches that illuminate the path for all. The final ascent, integration, and the ever-disciplined mind. Visual, mountaineer, reaching summit at dawn. Butterfly emerging from chrysalis, day 30 arrives. But this is not an end. It is a threshold. These 30 days were boot camp, the intensive forging of your mental musculature, the systematic silencing of the saboteur within. You stand different, stronger, clearer. The voice of doubt hasn't vanished. That's unrealistic. But its power is shattered. You recognize its whispers for what they are, echoes of a defeated mindset, remnants of a weaker self you consciously chose to leave behind. You have the tools. You have the evidence. You have tasted the intoxicating power of a mind under command. This is your new normal. The rituals, the morning consecration, the daily victory, the vigilant mental hygiene, the gratitude, the mastermind connection. These are not chores to discard. They are the sacred practices of the sovereign being you have become. They are the maintenance program for your unshakable citadel. Integration is key. This discipline is not a cage. It is the wings that allow you to soar above the clouds of mediocrity and fear. You move with greater intention, yet with fluid grace. You face challenges not with dread, but with the calm assessment of a seasoned general. You experience setbacks, not as personal failures, but as valuable intelligence reports. Your definite purpose burns brighter than ever, a constant guiding star. You understand, deep in your marrow, the profound truth Hill unearthed. Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. The struggle doesn't end. You simply become its master. You embrace it as the necessary fire that refines your gold. You have stared into the abyss of your own limitations and declared, with the full force of your disciplined will, I am more climactic. Conclusion visual, person standing on a peak, arms raised, sunrise bathing the world below, microscopic view of neuron pathways blazing with light. So stand here, now, at the pinnacle of your 30-day conquest. Feel the power thrumming through you, the power of a mind disciplined, a spirit unbroken, a purpose clarified, a doubt silenced. Look back at the terrain you crossed, the swamps of hesitation you drained, the mountains of resistance you scaled, the battles within your own skull you decisively won. You did that. You, with nothing but the relentless application of your own indomitable will. This is the essence of true wealth, true power, true freedom. Not the passive hope of lottery luck, but the active, daily creation of an unconquerable self. The world doesn't belong to the smartest, or the luckiest, or the most privileged. The world belongs to the disciplined, to those who can master the chaotic universe within before attempting to shape the world without, to those who silence the doubt and amplify the roar of their own boundless potential. You are now among them. You have earned your place in the lineage of the builders, the creators, the unstoppable forces of nature who bend reality to their will. This protocol was your initiation. Now, go forth. Build your empire. Create your masterpiece. Forge your legacy. The tools are in your hands. The fire is in your soul. The path is lit by your unwavering purpose. The time for hesitation is buried in the ashes of your former self. The time for monumental, disciplined action is now. The world awaits your command. Silence the doubt. Ignite your power. Begin! Begin!